The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, there's a character that you'll undoubtedly come across called the Happy Mask Salesman. He's just an average merchant trying to sell masks to people to spread happiness around the globe, and he always smiles. He gets sort of creepy. He has this mischievous, evil-looking grin on all the time, and he always seems to have something hidden that he won't tell you, as if he knows something. I started to think, why exactly would the developers create such a freaky guy in a lighthearted game like Ocarina? It makes sense for Majora's Mask's darker theme, but Majora's is the sequel to Ocarina of Time, so who created him, and what purpose was he intended to have? If you haven't played Ocarina of Time, I'll give you some backstory on the salesman. When Link starts his adventure to save Hyrule on his way to Death Mountain, he meets a guard who asks a favor of him. All he wants is for Link to go to Hyrule Town and retrieve a popular mask for his kid as a gift. If Link agrees, he can enter Hyrule Town again and enter the Happy Mask shop. This is where you first meet the Happy Mask salesman. He's grinning you in that same creepy way, and he tells you that he'd like to make everyone happy by selling masks to them, and he wants you to do the same. I don't see how masks can make people happy, so it's already sort of clear that he has a different understanding of the world than others do. He agrees to lend you the mask so long as you give it to the person who has to return the money to him. If you don't bring the money to him, he gets angry, to say the least. So what were the original intentions of this character? He might have just been a random mask salesman, but what if the developers had intended for him to have a bigger role, but left it out for the next game due to cost or lack of time to put it in the first? Maybe they didn't want the game to be so dark and scrapped the idea until later, when they felt like they should make a more serious game anyways. That's one of the things I like about Majora's Mask. The devs didn't really care about the fact that most people probably won't like the game due to its dark aspect and the time limit to beat the game. They just made it anyways. So I'm not sure why, but it seems kind of odd that a major character in Majora's Mask would be such a small character in the previous game. It seems like they did this on purpose to just hint at what was to come in the next game. This isn't that likely though, it's just a theory. Also, in Oracle of Ages, he claims to be starving and will give you the doggy mask if you feed him. I'm not sure what caused him to become so poor that he couldn't afford any food, as he seemed to have plenty of money earlier. But yet again, this sort of shows the stages of someone running a business. He starts off in Ocarina of Time with his own fancy little shop, even more fancy in the Ocarina of Time remake, and then is seen traveling with only a backpack. He's assumed to just be picking up more masks to sell, or perhaps going on a tour of Termina selling his masks there. You never really know if he's from Termina, Hyrule, or somewhere else, by the way. He could just be picking up things from Hyrule and selling at a mini shop, then he could have another one in Termina, I don't know, but he still does actually have a shop in Lana City, except somehow he's still unable to afford food, so it's not like he's necessarily starving alone without anything, it's more like he has a shop, but somehow he's not making any money, so possibly he lost his shop and he reopened it again, but it was not nearly as good as the old one. Or he moved locations between Ocarina of Time and Oracle of Ages, but you don't really know what's causing him not to get any money. But it's most likely the fact, even if whether he loses his shop or if he still has a shop through the whole series, one fact is people probably don't return the masks when he lends them to him, so that's why he's not making any money. What if he had actually lost his shop? Maybe due to people not returning his masks and him losing money, forcing him to close. That would all match up with his future, starving in the outskirts of Lana City. At least he trusts them, but, not that many people are trustworthy, even in Hyrule. That's just one idea anyways. Maybe the Happy Mask salesman isn't able to starve. Maybe he's immortal. Let's go with the way he acts like in Majora's Mask. In Majora's Mask, Link has his horse and Ocarina stolen and is turned into a scrub. You know what happens most likely if you're watching this? Just to recap though, after Link is turned into a humanoid Deku Scrub, he is promised to be turned back into a human by Happy Mask Salesman if he can retrieve his ocarina, as well as a strange mask that was stolen from the salesman. The Happy Mask Salesman says that Link is courageous enough for the task, even though they've never met before. He says that he needs the mask in 3 days, and then he must leave Terminus. Strangely enough, the player later finds out that all of Terminus will be destroyed in 3 days' time. Weird coincidence, eh? The Happy Mask Salesman always seems to know what's happening, and many people have dubbed him the true bad guy of the game, but they have no proof. Well, just as much proof for him to be bad as for him to be good, that is. At the end of the game, spoiler alert, when Link defeats Majora, the Happy Mask Salesman is often known to seem disappointed about the fact that evil has left the mask. But what if that wasn't disappointment, but rather relief? That would completely make sense. After all, it's really hard to read the Happy Mask Salesman's emotions anyways. There's also a theory that Majora is actually not the bad guy, and the first deity is the real baddie. It's not a theory created by me, but I really do agree with this theory. It's all a matter of opinion, really. Anyways, it's said that Majora was actually relatively innocent until the fierce deity slew it and wanted revenge, so created a realm that would end up destroying in front of the possible descendant of the first deity, Link. If this is true, maybe the Happy Mask Salesman was actually disappointed when the evil left Majora's Mask, because he didn't consider Majora to be evil at all, but had to pretend to in front of Link, just so he wouldn't be killed. Maybe he was actually sort of hoping that Majora would get his revenge. Maybe he didn't care who won. Mind that this is partially based off of the Majora's Mask manga, and you might not consider this canon, but it actually is. It's been quoted in the Hyrule story. It is canon. Also, in the manga, when Link is wearing the first deity mask, the Happy Mask Salesman tries to take Majora's Mask from Link, as they had agreed to at the beginning of the game. And Link slashes at him with his sword, telling him in his dishonest ways to leave him. It is unknown if he had the intention of killing the Happy Mask Salesman, or if he just wanted to slash at Majora's Mask. Even if he had slashed at the mask, there was no point though, as the evil had apparently left the mask anyways, rendering it useless and empty. But still cool looking, so maybe he didn't want the Happy Mask Salesman to have a cool mask. I don't know. Imagine that for a Halloween costume. It'd be really neat. So why would Link act this way anyways? Option number 1, he's under the influence of the first deity and is being used for evil. It even says that in the manga, that he has feeling like he was being controlled by it. Option number 2, the mask revealed to him the Happy Mask Salesman's plan to leave Link behind once the 3 days were up, stranded in a doomed world and with nowhere to go if he had not ended up getting the mask, because that was his plan apparently. If Link didn't end up getting the mask, the Happy Mask Salesman would have just left him there to die, even though he could escape himself. So both of those options were implied in the manga, partially, so either of those theories could work. There's another possibility that the Happy Mask Salesman was the creator of Terminus, as he had accidentally summoned Majora's Wrath when he stole the mask from someone and accidentally awakened Majora, and to save Hyrule, he created an alternate universe to be destroyed instead. He can save Termina easier than Hyrule, as he created the realm, and can simply turn back time with the blink of an eye. You can see this if you fail to save Terminus and you hear the Happy Mask Salesman's creepy laugh when he takes you back to the very beginning. He says, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" Gosh, that line has caused so many nightmares for people since Ben drowned. This makes sense, because when you're in the clock tower, which is within close proximity to the Happy Mask Salesman, make notice, time seems to stand still and the timer does not start. Personally, I prefer the idea that the realm was created by different means, though, because I like how this theory means that when Link fails to save Termina, it's final. There's no Happy Mask Salesman bringing you back. That laugh is just him laughing at your doom, and then you restart the game. I like it that way a bit better. This makes the task on your shoulders even more important, knowing that nothing can save you. Or, what if Termina is the real realm, and Hyrule is the artificially created world, used in a backup in case Termina was destroyed by the moon? What if you can find your alternate you, the possible real you, in Termina? Plot twist! Okay, enough about that. Another point to think about is that the Happy Mask Salesman might be part of the ancient tribe that once had Majora's Mask and used it for hexing rituals. It's mentioned in Majora's Mask at the beginning. This would reveal how he has his powers, great knowledge of the mask, and how he possesses the mask in the first place. This could also explain his possible immortality. An important thing to note if he is immortal is that he probably wasn't starving in Oracle of Ages, but instead pretending to be starving, possibly to test Link or something. One thing that I'm almost certain about, though, is that this guy is some sort of immortal being, or at least he can't age. He possibly could die. I'm not really sure. So half immortal at least. Who knows more than he lets on. It is once mentioned that the people of Icana Canyon, sorry if I pronounced that wrong by the way, had something stolen from them 1,000 or so years ago. Many people speculate that what it may be, but some believe that it was the Majora's Mask itself, and that is how the Happy Mask Salesman got the mask, meaning he may be thousands or millions even of years old. This could mean that he is some god of some sort, perhaps one of the Hylian goddesses. Would it make sense? It could, as the Happy Mask Salesman is very wise, and although he may seem foolish for Link, Skull could steal his mask. Perhaps that was done on purpose. Maybe he wanted to test Link, the hero of time, to see if he was worth the title. But was he, or was he not? These were just some ideas that I had. It's my first theory, so please remember that when sending me hate mail, I am not good at this stuff. The Happy Mask Salesman is a very mysterious person. I'm not sure if we'll ever truly know who he is. The game developers themselves have stated that Majora's Mask was meant to be more of a mysterious game than a terrifying game. It was still meant to be dark and scary, but perhaps he wasn't meant to be evil. Maybe he truly does want to make people happy. Who knows? I don't think they want you to actually know who he is. I think that's one of the things that makes the game still worth playing to people who've played it 10 times over. Many games that offer mystery like that, I don't know, it's like, You could play it multiple times and you'll never really know the true answer. Same with Five Nights at Freddy's. That's why so many people are obsessed with this stuff. It's great to make theories on. As soon as I came up with this theory, I discovered another video that seemed to just pull my ideas in the opposite direction. It's very confusing trying to do this stuff. There's been plenty of creepy moments in Majora's Mask, but having my salesman is often thought of as the creepiest. What makes him creepy, though? Perhaps the fact that he's always smiling, or the fact that he has anger issues, or the creepy mask that he has. Maybe it's because evidence seems to point him to being evil on the surface. I'm not sure, but after piecing together some stuff, I'm suddenly starting to like this character more and more. He might just be my favorite character besides Link. So what do you think? Is he evil? Is he immortal? Or is he just some random salesman who is starving and wants you to give him some food? I'm not really sure. Why is he always smiling? One thing that I do know is that he was based off of the lead developer of Legend of Zelda series, and he smiles a lot. So that is probably why he smiles a lot. But still, why did they make his smile so creepy? I think the developers didn't just do that by accident. I don't think they thought that wasn't creepy or something. I think they made him creepy on purpose. He's always squinting and stuff. Maybe it was just meant to freak people out and make them think, who is this guy? You might think they had some sort of intention, but honestly, it's most likely that the developers don't even know what to do with them. And that's all good. They're just like, you know what? We'll just let the fans come up with theories and stuff. Let's just keep it a mystery, because that is one of the things about Majora's Mask. The game isn't over yet. We still need to find out a lot of things about this game. Thank you guys for watching. My voice is really tired now after talking for about 10 minutes straight. I hope you guys like this. I hope I can make some more theory videos in the future. This is my first, by the way. I think I've mentioned that. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Peace out. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you think about this. Bye.